Hey everybody, it's Angela R. Sasser of Angela Sasser Art, illustrator, fantasy artist, and geek. And again, we're here for the June 2025 Studio Hangout. And again, I must apologize for doing this as a recorded live stream instead of an actual live stream. It's been another rough month, and it's just been hot and restless here in Georgia. Yesterday, our power went out for hours with the 100-degree weather, and there's a meteorite sonic booming over Atlanta, so it's been kind of a wild few days. There's been like rainstorms every day, quite miserable. And honestly, for the month of June, my part-time job has basically been trying to sort out health insurance after the medical ER stuff happening with my husband. So between trying to talk to doctors' offices and the health insurers and trying to make sure we are covered, while he's also waiting on the results of an MRI, but he couldn't talk to any doctors because they suddenly don't take our insurance. It's been a total nightmare. Like, every night I was worried something might happen with him and we just wouldn't be insured as we go into the ER. So I haven't had a lot of bandwidth for doing much art or hosting much of anything. So again, I apologize. I really hope I can have the bandwidth next month to get back to live streaming and whatnot. But for now, I gotta focus on my mental health and on my husband's health. But it's not all been bad. The silver lining is that my husband has had a really great job interview and will possibly get new health insurance with that job. And we're also able to change our current health insurance within 30 days. So we have got to find health insurance that doesn't lie about what doctors they will cover. Because the big confusion is that as we're looking for health insurance, it'll say it's in network, but when we call the doctor's offices trying to book appointments, it's not in network. So, I could fill this whole studio hangout with just ranting about health insurance, but I'm not going to because that's very boring. You guys are here for art, so let us talk about some art. Let me switch to that screen share. 1 second. And for the first art that I completed this June, I have Dahlia for Sam Hogg, who was one of my giveaway prize winners. She gave me full reign to redesign Dahlia or do some tweaks to her design just for funsies. And I had a blast just messing with her outfit and just really enjoying losing myself to all the details. So that was excellent therapy. Thank you for the opportunity to draw Dahlia, Sam. And here's a little peek at how her art came together, which you can watch the full thing over at my YouTube channel. That's Angela Sasser Art on YouTube. It goes through how I worked on a model base and then ended up adding more to that base reference. And also, this is a flat color style picture. So you can watch that full video over on my YouTube. I have to show off Sam's art because Sam's art of Dahlia is so cool. Here she is. I think this was either a gouache or color pencil piece, maybe both. And Dahlia's MO is that she's a sort of voodoo priestess blood magic type. So she's very bubbly and charismatic, I'd say, but she's also super powerful and will take your blood and use you like a voodoo doll. So, watch yourself around her. One of the things I liked in Sam's write-up about Dahlia on the Whaler Girl website is that she cannot keep a secret. She loves all the hot goss, so don't tell her your secrets either. Dahlia's a lot of fun, so go check out thewhalergirl.com for more of this character and the others from Sam's awesome fantasy epic. Oh, gotta show this one too. One of her courtesan portraits. She has a whole series of courtesan portraits like this, done in this beautiful graphic Art Nouveau-esque style. So go check it out. I love them. So awesome, Sam. The next piece of art I have, this is a mood board for the next giveaway winner. This isn't my art, this is the art of Psykeen over on Blue Sky. This is their character Cassius, and they knew what they were doing when they gave me this design to work with, because tattoos and this gorgeous motif of life and death necromancy are just so up my alley, and I can't wait to draw this character. This is going to be another flat style image with a head portrait instead of a full body portrait. So that's coming next month. I've also got a few little other work in progress pieces in the back burner, including this piece here. You guys might remember the rough sketch from last time. I've gotten a little further this month. This was the Abyssal Exalted Pirate Bride by Toxin Fox. And this was an art challenge to draw a featured character of the month, but I got totally overambitious with it, and it's taken me a real long time because I wanted to completely redesign this character with like a cool shark tooth belt and tooled leather and all these crazy details, because, you know, that's just me. Apparently, when I'm in need of therapy, I just obsess over flowing hair and tattoos and details. But you know what? I can't knock it. It keeps my mind off of the Dark Night full of terrors. So the next fun thing is another Exalted related picture. Oh no, what have I done? Open Photoshop! So this is my character included in a YCH image, and what that is your character here. Let me show you what the base of this. So we're trying, this is my first time doing this, so I'm rather excited. This is going to be a group portrait of all of our Eclipse cast characters in one picture. So other folks from our server have claimed these different poses, and we're all drawing our character for the pose. So I've chosen the pose number 5, the happy drunk pose for my gal Kalara, which that's what this is. My Trya. I've redrawn her face so many times. Like, I just cannot draw smiles, guys. Like, I drew her laughing. It looked horrible. I'm trying. So those are my work in progress pictures for the month. I have not done any more serious art besides Dahlia. I need to get back to the serious art, but this stuff is literally keeping me sane right now. So I'm just gonna run with it. Eventually we'll go back to serious art. Let's see, next on the agenda. Let's see, announcements. Let me go back to my face cam. Or actually, no, I've still got some images to share with you guys. So, one of the cool things I've been working on is that I've written up a review of my samples from Fourth Wall. Actually, let me show you. Just real fast, I've been looking into Fourth Wall, and that's this right here. I'm really super excited about this. It's a desk mat. Look how cute the stitching is on the side. Feels so nice and luxurious. So, oh, find my face again. There we go. So, I've been looking into this as a free shop option because they only charge you when you sell something. So, I've been looking into this as a set it and forget it option for all my side projects. And it also will integrate with streaming. So I've written a review, like a mini review of the samples I got from Fourth Wall, and there will be a longer review up. So if you have any questions or concerns about Fourth Wall, I'm investigating now and want to answer as many questions as I can as I'm vetting them for myself. So if you have a question about Fourth Wall that you want me to investigate as I write up a long review, drop them in the comments, and I will make sure they are addressed in the longer review that's to come. And that'll be posted over at my art resources blog called The Muses Library. And anything I mention here, I'll link also in a little section of the post that goes along with this monthly update. So there's that. Comeback notes. Oh yes, the YouTube channel. So I've actually been signal boosting my YouTube channel. I've actually had this channel for a while, but I didn't really want to advertise it yet until I got a little more videos, like at least got like 10 vids up on this channel. So you guys already know Angela Sasser Art, which is this channel. It's been my main hangout on YouTube for years now, and I realized over time this channel has started to become more about me streaming video games and talking about tabletop RPGs and all of this insane geekery. So I figured, you know, my silly tabletop humor is kind of clashing with my very serious gallery work. Like, I even still have some of my old gallery work in here, and that's slowly getting moved over to this new channel, the Fine Art of Angela R. Sasser. So please join me over at Angelic Shades Art on YouTube, where we will be most refined and much eloquent. I'll be sharing mainly just my watercolor traditional art and things that are aimed more at a gallery crowd. And I'll possibly be getting into like museum tours of, you know, art exhibits and whatnot. Just keeping this a little less geeky than the other place. So if you want a rundown of what's being shared where, I did put up an article about that over on my blog / Patreon. So it'll talk about what's going to go where and where you should tune in. But you know, just watch them both if you want all Angela all the time. So highly recommend that. So far I moved a lot of the Birthstone Goddesses tutorials and video rundowns over there, and there's a lot of shorts to watch too. Shorts of the new thing. So check that out. I'm also working on getting an AMA archive set up because we've gotten quite a few AMAs now, which are all here over on my main channel at Angela Sasser Art. Like, look at all these AMAs. And that's all thanks to you guys leave me really cool questions and the like. So I'm going to be organizing that by category, topic, etc. So that'll be hosted on my blog. I'll have a little link to that once it goes live. But yeah, we've just got so many now that I need to start organizing them. So now you'll be able to find the answer to any of the questions that you guys have. And speaking of AMAs, let's get down to some AMAs. The Ask Me Anything segment that I always look forward to. Gives me a chance to chat art and life and get to know you guys better through AMA. So now for the AMA Ask Me Anything section, we'll get 3 questions, and if you have a question you'd like to ask me, within reason, I will answer. You can leave it down in the comments on this video, and those who are Patreon patrons will get bumped in the question queue, but I do answer all questions that I can. Kit's Chimera on Blue Sky asks, what do you love about digital and traditional media? Are there tricks you do in each that feel similar? Like, I keep gravitating to using many multiply type layers because my brain says it's like transparent watercolor. My answer is, oh yes, definitely. For those who aren't aware, despite being mainly a digital artist now, I actually did traditional first. Like, my main focus as an artist was color pencils, marker, pen and ink. I did a lot of early work in a ballpoint pen. And now that I'm a digital artist, or I guess I still do both, but I love traditional the most. I like to take in account the fact that there's a lot of physical mark making even in digital. Like you can see, I have this picture up as an example, but I try to preserve this mark making. Like there's a little contours in the horns there, and that actually is me going with my stylus, like doing the hatch work. I'm not about, for this particular style anyway, I'm about making things have like an organic feel to them. I don't want things to look plastic. I want them to be expressive, even with my digital work. Like it's really easy to make digital flat and lifeless, and for me, I want to preserve that mark making. Here's another quick example, which is from my D&D portrait of Artorias from our Dungeons & Dragons game. You can see how I even put color swatches as if I were painting on a traditional easel. That's a habit I haven't kicked yet, because I like to see my colors there and have them for reference. I know there's the little color picker we can use in our various programs, but I like to see the color, and sometimes when lighting effects are in action in your digital programs, it can kind of mess with your ability to color pick, especially in Procreate. So I still like to have my colors physically there, as it were. And here we have the layer structure for Artorias, which again does strike me as very traditional minded, because we have this shading done with a translucent shadow layer on top of the flat colors. And this is kind of almost opposite of oil painting, where you have the Grusai process of doing the shading in either dark gray or dark brown, and then glazing in oil color on top. And you're kind of doing the same effect here, but it's kind of switched around. Like the shadows are set to multiply so that they blend into the colors, but it's sort of the same effect going on. But it's just funny how this kind of sense of color and light and blending is tangential to traditional thinking. So I think that's pretty cool. Be proud of your digital traditional duality. I think it informs our work and makes it more unique. Next question. Psykeen on Blue Sky asks, what current media are you into and why? And oh boy, there's so much. There's so much, starting with Arcane. I know the series has been over for a while, but it lives rent-free in my head because the artistry of it was so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I know everyone's annoyed by Jinx, and let me tell y'all, it ain't about her, okay? It is about all of the other cool characters in this show. It is about how every frame in this show is a painting. I mean, they're $1 million budget shows, and you can tell who my favorite characters are, right? Like this lady right here, totally evil, but still pretty compelling. And I just her design, man. And Bessa. She and Mel were like my favorite parts. I found them very compelling, and I'm very much looking forward to the Noxus mini series, or the next series is going to be featured on that. I mean, every frame in the show is painting, and their influences are on their sleeve. Lots of Art Nouveau, which of course appeals to me as an Art Nouveau modernist. There's Mbessa and her daughter Meligan. My favorite characters. There are other people in this show too, but like those are the main reasons, in my opinion, to be watching it. I also gotta talk about Blue Eye Samurai. I'm obsessed. Y'all need to go watch The Adventures of Mizu, alright? It's just another beautifully animated show that, despite being 3D, really emulates the style of 2D very well, and it's a very surprising tale of revenge. You think you kind of know the story path because of revenge tales are somewhat predictable, but this one took some twists and turns, and the imagery was just very thoughtful and gorgeous, and I loved this show so much that I even did fan art for it. I gotta plug my fan art. I drew Mizu and my gal Ko in disguise. She also is a fellow glasses-wearing, gender-fluid character on a quest for revenge. So she and Mizu, they definitely have a lot in common, so I couldn't resist drawing them in the same picture. That's how much I love this show. It kind of inspired me to want to write more on Ko/Kalara's story. Like, it very much inspired me to keep going with my own characters who explore those themes of multiracialness, gender fluidity, etc. So go watch it. It's great. Awesome action. Definitely not for the kids. It's very violent. Very violent. And next we got Castlevania. Now, season 1 was also great, or seasons 1 and 2, but the Nocturne one is the one I'm talking about, that I'm currently also obsessed with, living rent-free in my head right now. So, and again, it's all about this lady right here, Drolta. I swear the artist just had fun dressing her up, so of course I just love it. It is a visual feast for my muse. Got all rocks here. I'm just showing you guys the reasons you need to be watching it, which is the fantastic characters, the fantastic clothing. And Alucard, of course, a fan favorite. He's also brilliant in this. And yeah, it just combines so many themes I like, from French Revolution type clothing and era, vampires, Egypt. It's you just have to watch it. And these model sheets just give me life. Like, they feed my muse. So definitely, if you don't check out the animated series, at least go look up the model sheets. It is a feast for the muse. The next question is also from Psykeen on Blue Sky, who asks, what is your most hated fictional character from media and why? And it's pretty fun to get a non-art related question. And I just picked from one of the most recent things on my mind, which is I'm rewatching Midnight Mass on Netflix, which is an excellent horror series about vampires, religion, and faith. And there's this character that is one of my most hated characters, and I just have to show y'all the face of evil that is Bev Keane. Bev Keane, you're looking at a character that has gotten so much hate from me, and no doubt the entire community. Like, the actress did a brilliant job. What was the actress's name? Samantha Sloyan. Wonderful job on Bev. Like, she's just one of those characters that gets under your skin, because she pretends to be good while she's doing very selfish things. Like, she's using her Christianity to make excuses for some of the evil things she does, and she also pretends that other people are inferior to her if they aren't Christian. So yes, Bev is just a nightmare. And also, she's responsible for one of the most heinous acts in this show. And you would think that in a show about vampires, it would be the fault of the vampires, but no. I'm not going to say what it is for spoiler reasons, but they try to make it ambiguous who is responsible for this heinous act. But I know it was you, Bev. It was you. So, that's all for this studio hangout. I hope, despite being a shorter one, that you still enjoyed what art was there. Next month, it'll be just keep going with my art queue. I'll be finishing up Cassius for Psykeen for the giveaway. And I'll be doing Art Fight, which is a yearly activity where artists just get together and trade art of their original characters for points in an art trading game. So if you haven't done that, check it out at artfight.net. I have a few videos of my past experiences over on my YouTube if you're curious what it's about, but it really, like, the points and stuff don't matter. It's really just about drawing other people's characters, and I'm gonna use it to get some good brain dopamine, because I could use it right now with all of our medical drama. So look for me in Art Fight. My name there is just Angela Sasser, I think. It's just Angela Sasser or Angela Sasser Art. Can't remember right now because my brain is just mash. It's mash. But I'll be using the event to make emotes and stuff like that. And I'll also, hopefully things will start looking up then. But if they don't, I will save all my rants about career pivoting till then. So yeah, look for me on the Art Fight Battlefield, and I'll catch you guys next month for the next studio hangout. Feel free to leave me some questions in the comments, and look for the article on my blog / Patreon where you can see like a summary of all this if you don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble for 30 minutes or however long this video ends up being. So yeah, bye for now, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!